Hi, I'm FB and this is TM News, December 3rd, episode 71, beginning with the latest results. And first off, the final results of the BA Championship. The last race was played last week, and this turned out to be a showdown between Sopra and Edster, who both were contenders for the title. Sopra was behind Edster in the total standings going into this last race, and had to do well as a consequence. And that's exactly what he did, as he was able to get first place in this race ahead of Edster. When the scores had then been counted though, it turned out the players were tied at 465 points each, which meant that the organizers had to look at who had the most amount of wins to determine an overall winner. With 9 wins in total compared to Edster's 3, Sopra is the winner of the season. Last Saturday, the last race of the FB's Weekly Race November 2014 season concluded. Going into this final race, Sand had the best chances to win it since he had previously taken first and second place. However, he ended up not showing up for this last race, which meant it was much more of an open story as to who would take home the win. As the race developed, it looked like this would be a fight between Spam, Yannex and Haviflyer. Haviflyer was initially doing the best in the race and was close to first place, but both Spam and Yannex were also within top 10, and Spam was the one who was still having a small advantage. Later on in the race, both Yannex and Haviflyer would lose some positions while Spam gained a couple. This stayed all the way to the end as well, which meant Spam would take home the overall win and also €15 as a reward. As for the result in the actual race, Tween was able to win for the first time by narrowly defeating Thompson and Wally. Just after the race on Saturday, the playoffs of Open Gaming Series were played. 16 players had qualified to these playoffs and had been placed into 2 semifinals. Only top 2 would advance from these semifinals, and those 4 players were Beef and Zack from the first one and Hobby and Scrappy from the second. The final was played in cup mode with finalists, and Zack was the one who dominated this final and reached finalist status first. He then had some trouble closing it out, which allowed his teammate Scrappy to join up as finalist too. The players then still had some difficulties to secure first place, which allowed Hobby and Beef to get a bit closer. But eventually though, Zack could take first place and be rewarded with €80. Hobby had the chance to take second place as he too became a finalist, but Scrappy showed some strength and closed it out too to take €50. Then finally, Hobby did take third and €20 ahead of Beef. In addition to this international tournament, OGS also hosted a cup only for Spanish players, and for this one, Hobby took home the win rather easily. To end the results segment, the main event over the weekend was of course the big final of Stadium Team Championship between Team Acer and Team Dignitas. Team Dignitas hadn't lost against Team Acer since July 2013 going into this final and had been dominating the tech scene for a long time. They also took an early and convincing 3-0 lead on the first map and was already looking to have an easy victory. But Team Acer would eventually wake up and in fact won 3 rounds in a row of their own to tie up the score. The teams then followed each other to 5-5 when Team Dignitas was able to win the next round with a 28-27 round score to put them at map point. But instead of closing it out, Team Acer won the next round to force a decisive last round and then made it 2 points in a row to win the first map with a 6-7 score. Going into the second map, Team Dignitas once again started off the best by going up to a 2-0 lead. But just like on the first map, Team Acer tied it up. However, that's where the similarities end. Instead of the teams following each other and winning 1 round each, Team Acer took a firm grip of the match and won 4 rounds in a row to put them at championship point at the score of 2-6. They weren't able to close it out for the next round that went to Team Dignitas with yet another 28-27 round score, but in the next one there was no doubt anymore and Team Acer was able to win with 3-7 and win the title. Moving on to community news, where I'll start with Mania Exchange, who as tradition is hosting an advent calendar on their site. Every day leading up to December 24th, the site and its community will present new contests and prizes as well as other things. On the first day, the monthly track contest for December was announced and will have a special Christmas edition. Make sure to visit their website to keep track of everything that will be announced. There haven't really been much news about Canyon competitions lately, but that's all about to change in the near future. ESL have in a news post over at their site announced their plans to host several Canyon tournaments in the start of next year. First off will be a team premiership and a solo premiership, and then a bit later in the year they also plan to organize another country championship as well as another endurance premiership. If that wasn't enough, it seems like a Christmas Cup is on the horizon, as well as possible night cups played in January. To read more about their plans, check out this announcement. To finish off the community news, I have lots of tournaments and events that are asking for maps to be submitted, including the ARC, Canyon Racers Cup, Duo Track Contest, and lastly a Nameless Cup that will be organized by Team Artcore. You'll find links to all these map requests and its deadlines in the summary below. Now for upcoming events, where I'll begin mentioning ESL Competition Premiership 14, which will have its first playday on Sunday at default time 8 PM CET. The divisions haven't been posted yet at the time of writing this script, but should be announced a bit later on, so you'll probably find a link to it in the description. Also happening on Sunday, starting at 3 PM CET, is the first Go4 Cup that will be organized in conjunction with ESL CPS14. These are individual weekly cups where you collect points to qualify to a monthly final, where first place will receive €150. Also, the overall winner of all the cups that are planned to be organized until February next year will win a paid spot to the French LAN Gamers Assembly. If you want to participate in the first cup this Sunday, make sure to sign up on ESL's website. At the same time as ESL CPS14, TrackMania RPG.com is going to host another RPG round race. There's no need to register for this event, simply join their server before 8 PM CET on Sunday and you will be able to participate. More information is found on this page. To finish off the episode, ARK Racing are planning to host the AuthorMania in recognition to authors that have built great maps in Canyon. The basic idea behind this event is to showcase the maps and their authors, while at the same time holding a time attack competition on them. In the prize pot for the fastest drivers are planets, and also as the players drive on the maps they can vote on what they think are the best maps, and then the authors that get the most votes will win some prizes in form of planets as well. The competition is scheduled to start on December 7th and last until December 21st. To stay connected, visit ark-racing.com. And that's all I had for this week. Thanks everyone for watching, remember to rate and comment on this video if you want, and I'll see you next time. Later on in the race, both Yannick's and only top 2 would advance from these semifinals, and those 4 players the players then still had some difficulty to secure serves for top 2 would advance from these semifinals, and those 4 players, including the there's no need to register.